Previously on the Novympia channel.
Me, that's so fresh.
And coming up.
All the way on the far left.
You smell nice.
I find you very rude. The Novympia channel is made possible by our gorgeous patrons who get access to the most unappealing crap you'll find anywhere on the whole internet.
Cue the snafu! Good evening, this is Novympia at 6. Tonight's top story, I don't care about the pain. I'd walk through fire and through rain just to get closer to you, hoo-hoo. You're stuck on me like a tattoo, hoo-hoo. That was the news. Join us again at 10.
I feel like you've done that bit before.
She's a big woman.
I just love the bit.
Okay.
I got this out and she was like, what's that for?
Yeah, it's a picture
That's
of
a
your
picture
mother.
of my mother. What's that doing over there?
That was me trying to restore a really old picture of her before like the AI tools came out. I've not actually tried since.
She was going to Ascot, look a day at the races, dressed to the nines. Talking about tattoos today, aren't we, Nova? Oh.
We are, yes. Hello, my name is Nova.
I'm Olympia. We are your girls who are today not your girls.
Yeah, not gonna lie.
Oh, this will be good.
Fully admitting, this is a bit of a filler video.
Well, listen, okay, we're leaving tomorrow to go to Spain.
Fruit salad.
We're going on a disastrous holiday with Charmaine and Glenda. Of course there's going to be a video. Of course there's going to be an extended 2-hour.
Piece of get ready to bleep this fucking shit.
We're going to a
dread to
Titanic-themed
think.
hotel and it's going to be a disaster. But that's all coming.
Yesterday, we filmed in advance a lot of Halloween content in drag, which is why we
Hours
look
and
like
hours.
naked mole rats.
Hours and hours.
But we needed something we hadn't fully prepared for this week.
Nothing but waste and disappointment.
And we needed something that could be fairly easy to edit because
Well,
we're going
Nova,
to be
don't sell
away.
it short. Don't sell it short. This is going to probably be one of the top
30?
We were going to take the week off and we were like, do you know what? We can actually sit down and do something that apparently a few people are
This
interested.
was requested.
I don't really understand.
This
but
was requested on Patreon.
if we're going to be honest, one of our Halloween features in October this year, we're going to Cat of Cats Poole Diaries, by the way.
Cat's Poole Diaries!
Cabaret Cat, as
Cabaret
people
Cat.
refer to her.
We're going to her tattoo studio.
Also, where Glenn works.
Anywhere nice?
And Kat is going to give us some spooky little Halloween flash work and we're going to make a video out of that. It makes sense really to sort of explain all of the bits and all the pieces that we currently have. Because people do sometimes ask.
Yeah.
Not a single person.
And so we're going to give you a full explanation now.
I believe the kids call this a tattoo tour.
Oh, we're a bit old for all this.
I got my first tattoo as soon as I turned 18, which is the legal age in the UK. For a while, I had a few tattoos and you had none. And now I feel like you are way more tatted up than I am.
I don't know if that's true. I haven't
Well,
really
we'll go
counted.
through. I think you are.
But sometimes people say, how many have you got? And I don't know what to count the hand ones as just one. That's not, I mean, they're all...
See, I would do like each hand. I would be like, I'd say like, oh, 2.
Not the gays.
I recorded the first time I got tattooed. That's on Patreon, but what year it was, I don't know. 2018?
What year is it?
Health. I have some on my arms, hands, legs, butthole.
No.
You're not seeing that one though.
Shall I start with the very first tattoo that I got?
Oh, go on.
Because people always rip me for this.
I don't like it.
So I got this done at a tattoo studio on Poole Hill called Forever and Ever. Which
Is it still there?
I think it is still there, but this was so long ago I bet all the artists are completely different. But this was done by a lady called Jolene.
Can't imagine what cutaway we'll use for that.
These are song lyrics. A star is only glitter when it shatters in the night.
I don't know how many times we have had you explain this particular tattoo in videos. Over the years when people are like, what the hell is written on her wrist?
Ain't you tired, Miss Hurley?
This is actually done in my aunt's handwriting. My auntie Wendy, who lives in South Africa. I wanted the script to be... I'm not a big fan of pre-made fonts. I quite like handwriting. We know so many creative people, so I always feel like if I'm ever going to get more script, I want it to be handwritten by somebody that I know.
Sure.
So this is... She's got lovely handwriting. I got her to write this out several times, and then she scanned it in and emailed it over to me, and I kind of like Frankenstein together a composition that I liked. The song is called Aliens and Rainbows by an artist called Faraz. The way I interpret this lyric is that you've got to fail before you can appreciate your achievements and your wins. You've got to have a basis for comparison.
Well, we're doing a great job
So that's how I interpret that. I do have to admit, like,
Oh, this will be good.
I'm at the point now because I literally got this so long ago. I kind of have options with it now. Either I touch it up. I could get it lasered, which I don't think would take that much because it's faded quite a lot, and then have something else done there. My thing is, the artist who did this for us, I was a huge fan of, but he's very close friends with Katy Perry.
Yeah, she's a flower.
And had a big involvement in her latest album, and has been flogging a few of the songs that he's written on it. And I just really struggle with a queer person supporting somebody who's working with an alleged abuser. I really struggle with that. So now I look at it and
You kept that quiet. I didn't know that.
And I just really struggle with a queer person.
Charmaine will never not say a star is only glitter when it shatters in the shine.
But that was my very first tattoo.
Get rid of it.
What was your first tattoo?
My first was the Blair Witch symbol just here on my wrist. And this was done by Rebecca, Bournemouth artist. And I always said if I was ever going to get a tattoo, because I did not know what I wanted to get. And I always thought to myself, like, if you're going to get a tattoo, you need to have like this one thing that needs to be perfect. It never really dawned on me that you can have multiple tattoos. So I was like, oh, I don't know what I want to get. For years and years, I really wanted a pineapple. And someone was like, no, because that means you're a swinger.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know this. My autograph, the O is a pineapple.
You dirty cat!
And someone only told me this, like, not that long ago. And so I was like, you know what, I'll get the Blair Witch symbol, because when I was a teenager, I mean, I am still obsessed with the Blair Witch Project. We made a movie. It's kind of like an homage to that. When I was a teenager, I would draw this symbol on absolutely everything. If a teenage boy is going to draw a dick on something, I would draw this everywhere, like some creepy fuck. I used to go into the woods and make these things and leave them hanging around.
Okay, that's kind of terrifying.
Disturbing behaviour,
Yeah.
isn't it?
You unimaginable bastard.
The only thing is, I asked to have it done that way round.
Right.
And she was like, no, because if your arm's down,
So
it makes more sense.
I didn't speak on that with my wrist tattoo. This is upside down, and tattoo artists really hate doing tattoos this way because it's really cliche for people to be like, oh, but it's for me. Like,
Just blow it out your ditty bag.
tattoo artists generally roll their eyes at that.
But I don't understand why. I really wanted it the right way up, and she was like, no, you can't have it like that.
If you
this
do-
is going on my skin. Can
If you
it?
do have more pieces on that arm,
This piece.
this will look better this way round.
And I wanted to balance it on the other side with something that's like a similar size and is also a horror movie. So I went with The Others, and I got the oil lamp that's based on the design of oil lamp that Nicole Kidman holds in the movie The Others. This was a surprise, this one. So Kat got me this for
Yes.
my birthday, didn't
Yes.
she? Because she has
Some fucking nerve.
a tattoo studio. She said, look, I have paid one of our artists and they're currently designing it, and this is basically what it's going to look like.
Was that Zaki?
I think it was Zaki. So Zaki is an artist that works at Kat's studio currently and has done a fair few of mine now, and it's just really thin and delicate. And
It is beautiful.
the glass sort of lamp part at the top particularly as well has kind of like little gaps in it, so it looks a bit more translucent. But that's my kind of like horror movie moment on my wrists. You know what I would quite like? I'd quite like some kind of like wrist thing or something wrapping round that's like trees or something to kind of meld this into more of an arm piece. Trees.
Maybe like a horizon.
Something like
silhouette
that
or
with some
something.
sort of trees. What about you? Where are we going on you next?
My next tattoo that I got was at the same studio that I got my first one. I think I got it about a year later, and it's on my foot. And it is a feather that I designed myself.
Is that vitiligo or mayonnaise?
I drew this in biro. It's not like a real feather. I wanted to make something fictional, a little bit like a phoenix feather, but like smaller.
Why did you draw it?
Because I wanted to. What do you mean, why did I draw it?
Because there's going to be someone who could draw better than you. Why didn't you get someone else to do it?
Because I wanted it in this specific way.
Okay.
That's very rude, actually. There's
And how
absolutely
did
nothing wrong with this.
And how did that work out?
There's a fox in the garden.
Is there? Ah! Is there? Oh, it's so big and beautiful.
What a lovely
Look at
fox.
the tail on it. Really bushy. It's like basil brush.
My original design, I do have a copy of it still on Facebook. It's great. I think it's a great drawing. I was really happy with it. I cannot remember the name of the artist. It was a man. I cannot remember his name. It was so long ago. It was the most painful thing I've ever experienced in my life.
Did you
So-
research the guy though, or was it just whoever happened to be in there on the
So
day?
it was kind of that situation. I feel like I kind of assumed, I don't know why, I was young. I would have been like 19, and I don't think I really thought this through, but I think I kind of assumed that I would have the same artist that I had before, and I didn't. I was given this guy and I didn't know who he was, so that was naive and dumb. I feel like I should have been advised to have it slightly differently. I basically had it done exactly as my sketch, so very, very fine lines, lots of cross-hatching, and that doesn't really heal very well. It's bled quite a lot, and there was also a few lines that you can't really notice now that it's bled so much, but there were a few lines that were wobbly.
See the wobbly lines though, it's this side.
It's just the idea that it was like such a painful tattoo. I can't bring myself to get it looked at, because there's people at Cat Studio that have said like, oh, absolutely, I can turn this into something amazing. And I'm just like, I cannot face that pain again.
You are a bit of a pussy bitch.
It was so bad. That I got when I first started hairdressing, because it to me, it had like a meaning of like a fresh start. It was a feather like sometimes represents transportation and going somewhere different.
A feather represents transportation.
I would get that touched up and kept as a feather.
Lord knows what the B-roll is going to look like, because you don't want your feet on camera.
You're not getting free feet footage.
I don't know if
That's
people
not
really
happening.
want that. Do you think people are after it?
Absolutely.
Nova's got
Are you joking?
lovely toes. I'll tell you now. Do you want me to describe it so you can draw them? It's funny when you're like young, and I feel like you consider the idea of getting a tattoo, and it's like, oh, we'll just go into that studio, like, and just be like, hi, can you do this? Or you pick something off the wall.
Yeah, I would never do that now.
Yeah, now the idea of like knowing an artist or choosing an artist was something I never even considered when I was younger. Maybe that's why I was also a bit freaked out by the idea. Pussy bitch. So if we're going to talk about my hands, do you know what I love, Nova? I love a game of Cluedo. If you're in America, Clue, it's a board game. It's been around since, I want to say like the 50s, maybe even earlier than that, I can't remember. But it's called Cluedo in the UK, which is a play on the game Ludo. And if you've ever played it before, do yourself a favour. Get down to your local board game shop and pick up Cluedo and buy it. There was obviously a movie made about it as well in the 80s, which is so great. It's referenced here on the channel.
Oh my god, of course.
And I decided that I wanted to get the weapons from Cluedo, the board game, on my fingers. Now, in the traditional game of Cluedo, there are 7 weapons, I think. Oh, 6. There's 6. So I needed to pad out the rest. And I was like, oh, but do I want to be like inventing weapons and stuff? But then I realized there are special edition versions of this game with different weapons in it. So the lead pipe, the dagger, the rope, the revolver, the wrench and the candlestick are the traditional ones. The blunderbuss is from a British special edition one that I used to play with my cousin. And also the poison is.
I think the poison's so cool.
The horseshoe is a really weird one, but I thought that was quite a different take on it. But anyway, I got it done because I love that game. But the kind of thing about this I didn't really consider is that it just makes me look really hard.
Well, people generally don't like to tattoo knuckles if you don't have anything else on your hands.
But the fact that it's weapons, people are like, have you been in prison? But I love it. I love it now. I think
I really like it.
You know, if it gives me a bit of edge in the yard, if I'm ever in the yard, I can be like, check it, and look at my nails
Like
at the same
that.
time. Yeah. Check it. What's that song? I ain't never met a man like that. Whoa. Because you do it, doing it well in the yard.
You do it, you're doing it well.
In the yard.
It is very nice. Who did that?
He had red hair. It was either Harold.
Hello, Harold.
Might have been Harrison.
Well, we'll find it and we'll find it on Instagram.
We'll find you. I got you, Harold. Jennifer Lopez doing it well is so great. Do you remember that? In the yard.
I think this was the next one.
Oh my god, I forget about this one. Not the chicken drumstick.
This is the symbol logo for Final Fantasy IX, my favourite video game of all time.
It is chicken.
And it is a crystal that is very significant in the game.
It's just chicken.
I originally had this done somewhere I'm not going to name because I had a lot of issues with it. I originally had this done
It was in colour, wasn't it?
in a blue gradient. And it was beautiful when it was very, very, very first done. But as it healed, a lot of the blues just fell out and it started to go really blotchy. So I went back for a touch-up, which was fine. And I still struggled with the healing. And I was doing everything perfectly healing. It was not my issue. It was the inks, I think. Also, I don't think I ever should have had it done in the way it was done. Because in hindsight, there was no black to anchor these very pastel colours. I said to Kat, who didn't have a studio yet but was very, very tatted up. I asked her, like, so what can I do about this? Do you know anybody that would want to take this on? Because it's also very taboo for artists to kind of touch other artists' work.
I hate that so much.
It's understandable,
It's
though.
annoying, though.
It is
Get
understandable.
over it.
So I said, do you know anybody who would be willing to try and fix this? And she hooked me up with Anna Tattoo, and she works at Adorned Studio. And
Well, don't dob her in it.
she advised, no, because I love this now. She advised to go over everything that had been done in just solid black. And she said, I'm going to advise we leave it here because it's never going to look this crisp if you do anything else to it. It isn't anymore the perfect tattoo because the skin is so overworked and quite
Does it
scarred.
feel a bit...
Yeah, you can feel it's like lumpy in places. But I love this tattoo.
It's
I
a bit
love
like an emperor penguin's head at an angle.
So thank you to Anna for actually turning this into something that like is
That's very good, isn't it?
decent now. On my...
Pumpkin.
Yes.
Now this is so cute, and I quite like this actually.
This was just a piece of Halloween flash that Zaki released. What was it, a couple of years ago? There were just a few pumpkins. And I thought they were so adorable, so I nabbed one up. I asked to have a few little bats at the top, and we named him Earl because I can't remember. We were talking about something, and I think I was early to the appointment or something, and someone had a typo and just said Earl, and I was just like, okay, well that's the name of the pumpkin now.
Oh, it's not Chelsea Handler.
No.
Oh,
it was just a typo
okay.
one of us had when chatting. This was the most painless, quickest tattoo I've had. It was done in maybe like 45 minutes. It was such an easy tattoo.
He is very quick.
And I love it. It's so cute because I wear shorts so often. I feel like it's
Slutty.
so often on display.
Yeah, that's probably my favourite one you've got.
I really, really like it.
So he did my oil lamp, your pumpkin.
I have a potion bottle on my ankle. That was also a piece of flash.
Was
wasn't
also
it?
the same situation. So he put out this sheet, and it was just these potion bottles with like leaves in and sort of sparkles and a bit of grass. And I saw this one, and I was just like, oh my god, gonna have to get that. So again, on my ankle, I wear shorts a lot of the year. Most
Slutty.
Yeah,
of
you
the
wear
time,
shorts more than
I
I
wear
do.
shorts. I find trousers kind of annoying. I like to be free and naked. So
You're moaning about being cold, and I'd be like, well, you're wearing shorts.
You just shut up, Professor.
Shut up, Professor.
I like having this one out all the time. It's just so cute. Charmaine really doesn't like it.
And I love it. I don't understand why. It's so
I think it's
nicely
really
done.
nice.
Little cork in the top, very, very sweet on the one side. But then he did my most prominent one, which is my Jurassic Park piece just here.
Your second job stopper tattoo.
Is this a job stopper?
Yeah.
Why did you wear gloves? Depending on the job. You wear gloves.
Not really.
Yeah, if you worked in a supermarket, you can wear those white gloves, can't you? People wear those who've got like psoriasis and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So maybe you can just wear it for tattoos.
Well, that's definitely a
foundation.
You dumb bitch.
So I, for ages, wanted something Jurassic Park related, a dinosaur. I just love dinosaurs in general. I didn't necessarily want it to be like, because someone showed me one and it said like, clever girl in massive letters, and I was like, well, it's a bit kind of cartoony, or it wasn't quite what I was after. So I was like, look, I really want a neck tattoo. And Kat immediately was just like, well, first of all, good luck finding someone who will do it. And I was like, people have neck, you have one. Like, what are you talking about? And she was like, yeah, but artists do not like doing it. It's a really specialized area because the skin it's curved, it moves, it's really awkward to get to.
They've got a PlayStation, they've got a Skybox.
And so Zaki, this one artist that we've been talking about doing loads of stuff, was like, I would do one of those like once a year. I really have to like prep myself for it, and like, you know, it will be more expensive. And
So don't go messaging him asking for a neck tattoo in the back of this
he
video.
won't do it.
That's, yeah.
I don't know if he does them at all now, but I really want him to do one on the other side. And I was like, listen, can we please have, I would like a T-Rex skull cross section. I'd like some kind of amber with like a mosquito in it, and maybe some kind of foliage. It's the only bit of color I've got. But he came back with me with this design, and it was pretty rough going. It wasn't like the most painful thing ever, but it was probably more than just kind of having to lie there at like a weird angle. But I love this. Again, Charmaine hates it, but if we could do a whole separate video on the disgrace. She has the worst collection of tattoos.
I mean, the tattoos are technically good. It's just the taste.
She has a dog shitting on her leg. Literally shit. They're so bad. So anyway, won't listen to her. But I would like a Triceratops on the other side. So it's like
That'd be really
the
cute.
herbivore and the carnivore.
I've only got one more tattoo.
Oh, is that it?
And this was done by Glenda.
Not the lovely Glenda.
Yeah.
Anyway, nice.
So this was whilst she was still training. So it did take a little while.
It's
but
very good though.
I got it done knowing that it was like, I was not a model, but you know what I mean? Like it was like,
it will take a
severe
while.
mates rates. And it's the only colour that I have, and it is from Kingdom Hearts. This heart is the symbol of the Heartless, which are kind of like the enemies, little monsters in the game. And then these are like the most basic form of those monsters. They're called Shadow Heartless. And I just thought this was really, really cool. And especially if I put Vaseline or moisturizer or sun cream over it, when it goes a bit shiny, it literally looks like a sticker.
Yeah, it's very
It's
well
like
done.
just stamped right on
Considering
there.
Glenda wasn't like where Glenda is now, like it was still in that phase where it was like, oh, come in and do it for like a $5. That is so good. And the gradient in the colour, and especially the white bit on here, it's very well done.
I will have this touched up at some point in the future because Glenn has come so far already with his ability, and this is very, very delicate. I do think there's some bits which I think I would like to have the contrast increased a little bit. Yeah, this is my most recent edition. I really like it.
So what's going to be your next thing then?
I've got nothing left. 2 tattoos in mind that I know specifically what I want.
Here we go.
Oh, the fox is back again. Oh, it's a different one. Right on the far left. It's a smaller fox.
Can't see it.
It's all the way on the far left.
You smell nice.
Oh, thanks.
Your hands smell like bread.
So the first one that I would like, I've spoken to Kat about doing this. I would like a bat with its wings outstretched above my...
Tramp stamp.
I think my left knee.
Tramp stamp.
Yeah, similar shape, basically. I would like above my left knee.
But not just
going
above your
across.
ass. It's just too hairy there, can't have it done.
But Kat has such a unique style, and she's done a lot of designs that I kind of want. I want this to be in that style. It's almost like a filigree kind of style, just completely black.
What's your other idea? You haven't signed off on this with me.
I have said before, on my upper arm here, I really
Janus.
want a portrait of Shiva from Final Fantasy IX. There's some concept art of her where she's like profile.
What's that?
There's lots of places I like tattoos, and there's lots of ideas that I have, but like those are the 2 that like I know I want in the places. Like I know I really want Spyro somewhere. I don't know how or what or where.
So Kat did the tarot card on my calf. She was like,
It's so lovely.
would you like me to do one? You know, I'm always open. And I said, well, how about something with a whale? I was going through a whale phase, blue whales. I think whales are lovely, very ancient. So
Kat's very big on nautical creatures. She likes
She
marine,
loves it.
marine
well,
animals.
I'll put in the clip. She did not know which of those whales didn't have teeth.
Oh my god, you know I don't know that.
She designed me this. It's on a tarot card. It's flying through some clouds. She said, we should probably put the whale on the bottom of it, like a tarot card, but can we please just do it in French for some reason? And she said, she had it as La Whale. And I was like, well, can we have it Le Whale with an E? Because that just feels much
Just
more
sounds
fitting.
better. Le Whale.
Le Whale.
Le flat earth.
So that just seemed perfect, and I was like, absolutely, let's do it. She was giving me all these designs, and I was like, oh, put that there or try that there, and she just kept redesigning it. I was like, we need to just finalize something. She did it. She was like, okay, I have the design. This is the final time I'm going to do this then, and we have to just sign off on it. And I was just like, that is it, spot on. That hurt like a motherfucker. I think she just digs real deep. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've never had one here before, and it was just real. I mean, Megan has tattoos done from her and does not complain at all. So I think maybe it was just where I had it. But I love it. She does a lot of botanicals, a lot of black, isn't it? Everything she does is black.
Yeah, she doesn't even really do an awful lot of black and grey. She really specialises in like just monochrome, like black line work.
But if it's like botanicals, or she'll do gothic stuff or a few animals, but it is incredible. Anyway, throughout this whole thing, all of those artists' Instagrams will be available where we've been able to source them. And I hope you enjoyed the tour of our tattoos on this September's afternoon.
It was shit.
I said we'll be back at 10 with more news, but we're not.
Next week is the first of our spooky season videos.
Stick with us. Okay, Tuesday podcast. Then we've got the first Halloween video, which is the return of a certain lady.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you can guess who it is. Fictional lady. It's not like Scarlet Harlot or something. This is just some bitch that we made up. But, you know, she's very divisive. If you don't like her, I'm sorry. We're going to be getting Halloween tattoos from Kat.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be doing an October fave spooky edition. We're going to be doing a spooky toy that Nova found online. thing, which was outrageously expensive. And we're also going on a spooky sort of pilgrimage. So there's going to be sort of a vlog documentary style thing coming out. There's going to be loads and loads of crip. Oh, that was a clue, wasn't it?
Where we can, I think especially with the vlogs, we will be putting bonus videos up on Patreon.
Yeah.
So check out Patreon. You'll be doing your exclusive solo podcast on there, and you get access to videos a day early as well.
The Spain vlog will be arriving the first week of November, I believe.
Yes.
Once spooky season is done with.
We don't have a slot for it at
There's
the
no more
moment
slot
in
for
October.
it.
So
But that'll be really hanging on to summer, won't be by that point in November. But there'll be an extra long edition on Patreon. And then in November, finally, we will be releasing the WWE Novympia Universe Royal Rumble video, which we've been working on now for literally about 4 or 5 months.
yeah.
It's so
quite
excited.
a lot of
so
work.
excited. Listen, if you want to head over to the Patreon and look at all the exclusive crap, the address for that will be arriving on screen just now.
Kapow!
What you gonna do with all that ass?
You've done better. Some of the guys on the Patron get birthday shout-outs now, don't they? Including...
But not limited to.
Because all of these birthdays are all over the place, you'll have to just bear with. If you are waiting for a birthday shout-out, it might well be in the next one, because this has been real confusing. But just stick with us. For September 3rd, Rianne Griffiths, happy birthday
Happy
to
birthday,
you.
Rianne.
For September 9th, now how do we think we're saying that? It's either DJ Hirokin.
DJ Hero-kun. Kun is the honorific, Hero is the name.
So either
I think
Nova
Kun
is
like-
really on the money there, or
Kun
she's...
is like male friend, it's a Japanese honorific.
I think you're a kun. For September 9th, happy birthday to
Happy
you.
birthday, Hero. Hero-kun.
For the 23rd, Kim Griffiths.
Happy birthday, Kim.
Rianne's mother, I believe, if I'm correct.
Oh,
in that.
fun.
Yeah. We got the two of you on. Thank you for being with us. Happy birthday.
Kim, those DVDs!
For the 28th, it's Ewan and Instagram.
Happy birthday, Ewan. And happy birthday, Instagram.
You absolute winners. For the 29th, Neve Reynolds.
Happy birthday, Neve.
You're
I've always
new
loved
with
the name
us.
Neve.
I love the name
Yeah,
Neve. Isn't it
lovely
great?
name.
Happy birthday. And for September 30th, Matt with the cat tattoos.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Very
cat
on,
tattoos.
very on point for this video. Matty Booze. Matty Booze.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, Matt with the cat tattoos.
Happy birthday.
Thank you all for being with us so much. We've also got a bloody Twitch
We
for
do.
game night for hanging out.
Although
having fun.
we're not streaming whilst we're in Spain, but we'll be back soon.
We will be back soon. Yes, check out the schedule to find out when. That's where we're going to leave you.
I hope you liked this. I
Lovely.
know it was like a little bit of a filler video, but I think it was interesting.
I'm going to go upstairs now and give Nova a tattoo.
No.
And an angel's playing and the violins crying to our brand new patrons Curtis, Slurping, John.com, and Vivek should get to work.
I wish that was somewhere in the middle so I could just constantly use no.
Excuse me.
Do that.
Because I was drinking.
No. Is that
I
why?
was drinking.
No. Join the Patron, we'll do a shot of Patron.